this book. And to do a basic recap, just so you remember what we read, it started with Grandpa, and he was flipping pancakes in the kitchen, and his grandkids thought it would be neat to see, well, you know, could food fall from the sky? And what would happen if food fell from the sky? Is this a good idea? Do we like this? So, to do a quick rethink, this is a fantasy bedtime story. Can anybody tell me what fantasy means? What does it mean to have a fantasy? Yes?
Make-believe?
It's make-believe. It's not real. Anybody else can add to that? That was a great answer. It's a make-believe story. And this story took place in a town called Chew and Swallow. And basically what happened was food fell from the sky. Does that happen in our weather? Do we have food fall from the sky? Tom, you think we do have food fall? You could eat snow, so in a way, that could be in a way, but technically we have rain and snow that falls from the sky. What would happen if food fell in large portions? Would that cause a possible problem? It would. What if we had a bunch of meatballs falling from the sky, like in the book? We may have to abandon our town. What does abandon mean? Anybody tell me what, Christy?
Go away or leave?
Yeah, we'd have to leave. Or in the book, they had to leave because they had too many meatballs falling from the sky, and they had syrup, and we don't want to live in a world full of syrup and meatballs. So, well, we could. It would make it much more interesting, but if it gets too much, too large of portions, we would have to abandon. And that's what they did in the book, and then they had to travel down the river. And when they got to their new home, they had real weather. Can anybody tell me what realistic weather would be? Like, what's an example of realistic weather? Or what does realistic mean? I'll start with that.
Real.
Yeah, real.
Or true to life.
True to life. What type of weather would be real? Like, would it be meatballs falling from the sky, or rain, as Nicole said? More of rain falling from the sky. So we're going to focus, this is going to help us come into our new weather, into our weather unit. So today we're going to look at different types of clouds. We're going to identify and even draw some clouds, and we're going to draw them through our imagination and from what we already know. What do you already know about certain cloud types? Like, what do clouds look like? Yeah?
They have different colors.
Some have different colors. Or do we ever have red clouds? Or are they more gray, white?
Yes.
More gray and white?
At sunset.
Sunset, that can make them have the appearance of a color. Do you have one?
They look like cotton balls.
Yeah, cotton balls. Some of the clouds actually look like a blanket, just straight across the sky, whatever you think a stratus cloud looks like. And yeah, so now I know you guys are a great class and you're going to work very hard on this, but if I see you drawing anything that isn't a cloud, I'll have to give you a whiteboard. So just keep it to the clouds, and we're not going to draw people, words, we're just going to draw pictures. Yes?
Can we make a cloud that looks like people? Or looks like a horse or something?
There's one that might. We'll see. We're not going to draw any people. Just draw the puffy clouds that you see in the sky. So everybody turn on your monitors. And stratocumulus. And as Paul said, the cumulus are big and puffy. Stratus clouds, what did those lay like? Were they like blankets on your bed, as the video said? Really not trying to rhyme. We do cat in the hat next. All right. So they're laying blanket-like. What would be a stratocumulus? What would you think would be stratocumulus if you have a cumulus type and a stratus type?
Put together.
Put together, exactly.
It's like a blanket of marshmallows.
It would. So basically those are the flat clouds with puffy. Some clouds hang out in the middle, which are our alto family, which is just the same, stratus and alto cumulus, which means that they're just at a little higher level, but they're still the blank. Very good, Katie.
I hate Barney. Stop singing that song.
All right, we're only doing clouds today. Very good, Paul. Okay. Tom, what type of clouds are associated with, or what type of weather is associated with stratus? Now, if it rainy, snow, if it covers the whole sky, do you think it will be a sunny day?
No.
No, it's not going to be a sunny day with stratus clouds. All right, stratocumulus. Maria already told us what a stratocumulus cloud is. It's basically a stratus cloud that has some puffiness to it. All right, so we're going to clear the screens. Good job. Good job, Chris. All right, so if we have a stratocumulus cloud, do you think it's going to be a sunny day? Now, could it be sunny in certain areas? Could be, because the sun can go through the cumulus portion. It's in forms. But these aren't clouds that we'll really get into for our lesson. Yeah. All right, and then for our show what you know, this is what we would do for our weather book. I'm not actually going to make you guys do this, but what it would be is I would hand out the Freyer Models and Graphic Organizer. Oh, and oh yeah, turn it off. That's right. All right, so we'll do this way. And what we'll do as a class, basically all we would do is we would write clouds in the middle. And you're going to pick your 4 favorite types of clouds that we learned about today. I'll do one example, which would be cumulus. So I would write it at the top. What does a cumulus cloud look like? Fluffy? All right, so kind of look like this. And then what is one thing we learned about cumulus clouds that we thought, that you think is interesting? Can you play outside if there's a cumulus cloud? Is there going to be a tornado if you see a cumulus cloud? So we wouldn't want to put that there. Put I can play outside. And we would do that with 4 of your favorite types of clouds. And that's really all I have. All right.